What's going on, you guys? Cutty from Cutty TV. We are back at it again with episode 4 of this beautiful podcast. So, if you don't know why we're here, this Still Trappin Legally Podcast is teaching people how to make money without having to get a job. So, if that's you and you're interested in making money without getting a job, then you're on the right podcast. And this is the podcast you need to be listening to. This podcast is sponsored by Studio View, of course, the app that will allow musicians to book studio time anywhere in the country directly from their phone. Go get early access, man. Go on Instagram, go to Studio View app, go click the link in their bio and go get early access. I mean, it's for all musicians of all genres looking to book studio time anywhere in the country. So make sure you tap in with them. And then, of course, Jersey Watch, the blog that's helping indies get to the next level and everything that they're doing. So make sure you go to www.weonjerseywatch.com. Go check them out, man. They have a lot of good talent on their website and a lot of dope creatives, man. I really like everything that they're doing over there. So definitely go check them out. But we're here for episode 4. So let's talk about that. This is probably my most favorite way that I've ever made money in my whole entire life, which is creating a business. I don't think there's any better way of making money besides doing something that you love. So whether it's a job or whether it's a hustle or whether it's you're in the stock market or crypto or what, any of these episodes that you've been listening to, you're never going to reach your full potential if it's not something that you love. And creating a business, obviously, out of something you love is very beneficial for you. So creating a business, that's what this episode is about. That's what we're going to talk about. A lot of people see businesses like Walmart and Best Buy and Target and Walgreens and all these other places and think it's so impossible to reach that level. You know, how would I ever be able to get to that standpoint? And I think the best way to get there is understanding how to start. So that's exactly what this episode is all about. Just teaching you the simple process of how to create a business and start doing it the way that the big boys are doing it out here, because they're not doing anything special. They're just following a formula that's been laid out for them. So as long as you find your formula and lay it out for yourself, then you'll be able to do everything that they're doing over there at all of these big major stores, because they all started the same way. So that's what this episode is about, man. I'm so happy to have you guys here, have you guys back on this podcast, man. We've been helping people really make money without getting a job on every single episode, and every single episode just gets better. So happy to have you guys here. Now let's start talking about how to actually create a business, because I think we all look at businesses, you know, when they're 10, 15, some businesses have been in business for 145 years. And we look at it and we just think, oh, that's so far off. I don't know how I would ever get to that point. You know, how did they start? I think a lot of us entrepreneurs, we spend our time trying to figure out how other people got to where they're at. And really the main message behind it all is consistency and just doing it. That's really, there's no secret that somebody else knows that you may not know, or there's no special way that somebody else is doing something that you can't do. Understand everything is literally just doing it. So let's start with creating a business. Obviously, it looks hard when you're trying to put in everything that a business comes with. But if you just start in the beginning and focus on just creating the business, then things would be way more simpler for you. So if you don't know, I mean, I've had Cutty TV since 2018. That's when we officially flipped from hustle to business. I started Cutty TV back in 2015. Again, just like you guys, I'm thinking, oh, I'll never be able to turn this into a business. You know, who would want to, you know, come on a YouTube channel, or, you know, who would want to pay for an interview or buy merch, or all of these things that I felt like I was really just holding myself back instead of just doing it. So in 2018, I finally decided to turn this hustle into a legit business. Now, when I first started, I'm thinking like, oh, there's going to be all of these fees and there's going to be all of these filings and documents and a whole bunch of things that's going to scare me off. So I think I procrastinated with it until 2018 because of those exact reasons of just not knowing what's on the other side. And I think that's what stops people from, you know, starting a business, is they think that there's so much behind it when really it's more simpler than you think. So let's start with how you actually start a business. To me, when starting a business, the question is like, what do you love to do? What's something that you could do every day, even if you weren't getting paid for it? I think that's the first step on building a business is going into something that you could do for free, but you decide to make money on top of it. That's the best way to get into a business and not go bankrupt the first couple of years or, give up, or when the hard times come, you fall down because you know how much you're putting into it and it's a passion of yours. So you start there. So again, I started with Cutty TV. Um, I just love giving people opportunities. I loved filming. I love giving people opportunities. I love giving people a platform to express themselves, to tell their story. To me, that was enough to become a business. So there's my step one right there. I figured out, okay, so what do I want to do? Bam, I thought of Cutty TV. So what's the next step? So if I knew nothing, what would be the next thing I would do? So you would basically go to your state business filing agency. I know this sounds real complex, but literally, if you type it in on Google, your state is going to pop up. And it's just the state website that holds all of the information inside of the state. That's all it is. So you would go there and you would check for your business name. So mine was Cutty TV. So I went to my New Jersey state board and was like, is Cutty TV an available business name? Checked out that it was. So that's step two. Okay, now finding if I can turn this into an actual business. You typing in your name into that business name search is that second step of turning that hustle into a legit business. If that business name is open, then you're now able to obtain that LLC, which is step three, actually. So now that I knew that the business name was open, I was ready to start my business filing process, whatever I had to do next, right? So I got the business name, Cutty TV. Perfect. It was available. There's never been a Cutty TV ever else in the world, so that's beautiful. And I was ready to get started. So I'm like, okay, so what's next? So again, I'm on the state website. And then right at the bottom, as soon as you're done looking at business name search, it goes, well, when there's no other results that pop up, it says, do you want to start an LLC? So bam, I just started an LLC right there. Now, again, of course, there's questions that you're going to have to answer. You may not know. So you might want to, ask somebody. There's a lot of help on the website itself. It took me about maybe 25, 30 minutes to complete this whole application. So you have to complete an application. You have to pay a state filing fee. In New Jersey, it's $135 to start a business. So far, these are all of the steps to start a business. 1, get your business name. 2, make sure your business name is available. 3, begin the application of taking that business name and making it an official business. So I paid my $135, did all of that, instantly got an email. Congratulations, you're now a business owner. They send you this big hoopla. And then what's the next step from there? Okay, so now I'm technically a business owner. I'm licensed with the state, this business name. It's owned by me. It's in my name. So how do I turn it into a running business now? So what do I do next? I thought it'd be so much more work than this. So your next step is now they're going to give you an EIN on that same email that they sent you that said, congratulations, you're a business owner. So you're going to take that EIN. Now your EIN is your business social security. That's the best way to break it down. When they ask, what's your social security? If you're talking about your business, it's your EIN number. So you'll take that number after you're done your business application, when they give it to you, after you pay your filing fee. Then you go to a business checking account. You can get one with Chase. Novu is free. That's who we currently use. And there's so many other business checking accounts. Again, there's free, there's paid, there's so many different options. You can look at it, whichever one you feel like is going to be best for your business. I picked Novu. I mean, we're a digital company for the most part. So all of our transactions are done with invoices. So not really a lot of cash transactions. So I just don't see the need for a brick and mortar as of right now. So went to the Novu account, took my business name, my registered business address, and my EIN number, and put it into the business checking account, made a deposit. And then guess what they sent me? They sent me an email that said, congratulations, you now have a business checking account. So, of course, there's going to be bumps and things in the process of doing all of this. I'm just simplifying it for you so you can really see just how easy it really is. So, we're finished our 5-step process, really. We're now a business. Wow, this is it. So, we got our business name. We checked to see if it was available. We paid for our application and our state filing fees, set up our address on where our business is going to be at. We got our EIN number. That's the 4th step. And then we opened up a business checking account. That's the last step. So technically, right now, on paper, you are a running, active business and you can start doing transactions. Now, of course, there's going to be other things that come into play, which we can talk about on a later episodes, like licensing, permits, all of these other inspections, insurance, all of this extra stuff that you're going to need. But just for you to understand the basic steps of starting a business, you now know them. You now know the 5 steps on what you need to do to create a business and start making generational wealth for you and your family. Now, it's no real excuse on why you're not creating a business now. You now know what you need. You need to find something that you love, something that you're passionate about. You need to think of a business name. You need to see if that business name is actually available. Then if it is, you need to buy that business name. And once you buy that business name, you need to take that EIN that you get and you need to open up a business checking account. If you complete these 5 steps, you are, my fine sir or my fine lady, a legit business owner now. So go ahead and tell the world to come shop with your business because you are now open. And then, of course, after that, you dive into whatever your passion is and you find out everything else you need that's going to get you to the higher level, that's going to allow you to scale, that's going to allow you to evolve, to turn into a Walmart, a Best Buy, a Target, ExxonMobil, all of these other bigger companies that we always have to remember have been in business for over 20, 30 years. All of the stuff that you're trying to do now, they did 20 years ago. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. You have to know that it's a marathon, especially with a business. A business, even the first 20 years is not going to be like the next 20 years. I mean, look at IBM. IBM's been in business, I believe, 145 years, I believe. At least over 100 years, I know for sure. I'm investing in with them, so I know. And to see them, they're growing. I mean, every day they're creating a new processor, they're doing new things, and they've been in business 145 years. So imagine how much your business is going to need out of you and your generation after you're gone to keep it up and running, to keep it maintained. So definitely know that, man, creating a business is the best way to make money without having a job because you own everything, you control it, you decide what goes in, you decide what comes out, you decide who to hire, you decide who to fire, you decide what you're selling, you decide your hours. There's so much that goes into play that's just a benefit. You can give it to your kids. You can give it to anybody in your family. You can create a family business and you can get other people from working. So it's just a major benefit. I think creating your own business, when I created Cutty TV, it was just really to give out opportunities and then also know that on the back end, like my children, they can work for my company. They don't have to go work for anybody else. They can help their dad grow his business and then they can take over and then they can get equity and all these other things that I'm able to give them because this is my business that I own. So ownership is very important, of course. So owning your own business is just the best ownership move that you can make for not only you, but your family, because you can give it to them, God forbid anything happens to you. When you're working a job, that job is for you. Even if you're a millionaire at your job, you're a selfish millionaire because you can't give that job to your son or your daughter. So definitely keep that in your thoughts. People think that it takes a special person to run a business when realistically anybody in the world can run a business. An ex-con, a felon, Asian, a white guy, black guy, a German, a Korean, a deaf person. I've seen a 12-year-old running a business. I mean, I've seen 8 and 9-year-olds running businesses. It's just possible. If you follow the right steps, if you get the right protocols, do everything that you have to do, creating a business is for everyone. Anyone can do it. And I advise everybody to step into the field, at least one part of your life. It may not be this part. You might have a great job that you don't want to leave right now, but start alleviating ideas that you're going to use for the future that you can create your own business for, even for retirement. So it gives you something to fall back on, a little bit more earned income, or however you want your business to be running for you. It can be doing it if you start today. So, I mean, that's episode 4, man, talking about creating a business. I just wanted to give you guys the actual process of creating a business so that you fully understand it and you don't overcomplicate yourself, and you understand that you have the ability of creating a business just like the next man or just like the next woman. So definitely just take a part of the opportunity, go after whatever you're passionate about and make it a business, man. If you want to support me in my business, then, you can go on YouTube, type in Cutty TV. We're always having something new on the YouTube channel. So we're always giving out some kind of information to something on something. So definitely that's your best way to support for free. Just go on YouTube, give us a watch, give us a subscribe, a like, comment, whatever you wish to do. But this has been my business since 2018, and I love everything that I do. So even this podcast, I love telling you guys on how to create a business, just so you can't say, well, nobody ever taught me how to make a business. I literally made a podcast episode about it. Literally all you had to do was go listen. That was it. If you didn't listen, I mean, what do you want me to do about that? So don't be the one to not listen, man. Make sure you go out, go create you a business today. Again, anybody can create a business around anything. So go find out what your passion is and go make a business about it, man. So I want to give out a shout out to my sponsors one last time before we head on out of here. Studio View, the app that will allow musicians to book studio time anywhere in the country directly from their phone. Make sure you tap in with them on Instagram. Go to Studio View app, click the link in their bio and get early access, or you might be hearing this after the app's already out. So if you click the link in their bio, you'll be able to download the app directly to your phone. Then I want to shout out Jersey Watch. Make sure you go to www.weownjerseywatch.com. Make sure you go check out them, man. They're doing a lot of dope things for indie artists. And actually, my 1-year anniversary for my first book was yesterday. So I actually want to give that a shout out too. Make sure you go pick up a copy of my #1 book, How to Become the Perfect Artist. It went #1 in 24 hours and debuted at #3 on the bestsellers list. So definitely, I want you guys to go check that out. It's an amazing book. 1-year anniversary in the books. And the book is only $9.99. So make sure you go pick up your copy today, because it has changed hundreds of independent artists' music's lives already. So make sure you go pick up your copy today on weoncuttytv.com, or you can go to Amazon and go pick up a copy. So definitely make sure you go get yours, man. Happy to have you guys here, man. Go create a business. I'm so excited to see what business models you guys come up with, what business plans that you're going to be working on, just how you're going to expand for your family and your generation. I'm so excited to see. So make sure you let us know if you're watching this on YouTube in the comments, if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast service. I don't know what they call the podcast things, but however you're listening to this, man, make sure you drop it in the comments or leave us a review and tell them that the Still Trappin Legally Podcast is your favorite podcast to listen to. So I'm out of here, guys. Episode 4, talking about creating a business. I wanted to give you the 5 steps to creating a business. Now that you know, I want you guys to go out there and go create one today. That's the challenge for you. So I'm Cutty from Cutty TV. So happy to have you guys back again for episode 4, but I can't wait to go give you episode 5. So make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, like, do whatever you got to do to stay tuned to the Still Trappin Legally Podcast.